So, 99% of people will spend their entire careers working hard, but they'll never break it into the top 1% of earners. Why? That's because they don't know the secrets that truly propel you to the top. The difference between average success and extraordinary success is not just about talent or luck, it's about mastering the right skills and actions that most people just don't focus on in their day to day. For those of you that are new to this channel, my name's Tariq. I'm a product and technology leader at one of the world's largest investment banks, and I know what it takes to break into the top 1%, having just done that myself. And I want to share all the secrets and be very transparent about the journey to the top of the corporate ladder and how you can make changes that will help propel you to the top as well. So, the first secret is that the top 1% focus on long-term strategic thinking. What do I mean by this? When you go into an organization or even in your own company right now, the top 1% have a mindset where they'll first look at the entire organization as a whole. They'll take a helicopter view of that organization. They'll probably read the annual report, really understand what those business needs are for that particular organization, what outcomes they're reaching to. Then when they get into their day-to-day job, with that helicopter view of the entire organization and where the company wants to go, the top 1% will start thinking about how do they add value that will drive that company forward. What actions or what can they introduce that will help move the company towards those goals, or perhaps even further than that, understand new goals that the company could want to drive to. And the top 1% consistently think about strategy and thinking about moving forward in that manner. They aren't just doing day-to-day work. So if you're going about your day and you're really wanting to make changes here for the better, think about taking a step back, looking at your organization's agenda, their strategic goals, read some reports from the organization and try to understand where they're going, try to understand the topics that they are thinking about in future to invest in, and start thinking about the role you play in that and how you can gravitate yourself over time towards impacting one of these strategic goals or creating a strategic goal yourself that you can present to the senior leadership of that organization. The top 1% also know that this is not a solo game. It's all about connection and visibility. They have to build strong relationships with people inside their organization and outside their organization. And these people are impactful, very successful people, and they're influential either in their industry or in other industries. They know that the relationships that they build inside and out are opening doors to their successful futures. So how can you go about building this network yourself? Well, first of all, start with your immediate network. Look at the people around you, look at influential people within your organization, and start to build a rapport with these people naturally. Find natural connection points if possible where you can collaborate on pieces of work or attend internal events and just get to know people informally. This is the first step in you trying to break into higher visibility and then higher impact. Externally, if you have the time to go to events, attend even online events, just find communities where you can gravitate towards influential people and start learning from them and learning their skills. The 99% that don't know this, they're not blowing their own trumpet. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a sense of self-promotion. The top 1% are self-promoting. They know the value they bring and they're not afraid to share that with others. And they share it in the right way, in a timely way and in a relevant way. They're not just going around blurting it out to everyone who passes them in the corridor or just impulsively mentioning it out of fear in a meeting that you have. What the top 1% do is they can clearly articulate what they have brought to the company and what value that brings to the company's profits. And you have to do the same. If you want to break into the 1%, you need to find ways to firstly self-promote, find that visibility where you can start talking about what you have done to move the company forward. And if you haven't been able to do that, start to paint that picture first to yourself, write it down, get everything in order, and then start finding forums where you can subtly start talking about these things. A good exercise to carry out here to help you with this self-promotion is start to paint that map of what climbing the ladder looks like in your organization. Who are the people that you'll come in contact with? Who are the people that you need to influence and to make your presence known to? Start mapping that out and then finding forums which overlap with you and these individuals where you can start to share your clearly articulated visible impact of what you have been doing and promoting yourself in a positive way. The top 1% also hone in and develop their high income skills. Now this is a large topic in itself. I actually have a video on my channel all about high income skills, so go check that out. I'll link to it either here or after the video. But effectively, high income skills gravitate towards skills that a company will need in the future, or skills that really help the company drive value. So things like digital skills, data literacy as one. It could even be negotiating on a day-to-day or in big sort of contract settings, sales, and not sales in the sense of actually selling a physical product, but in day-to-day you could be selling an idea, you could be trying to influence someone to do the work you need them to do. That's sales in itself. So these high income skills are constantly being developed by the 1%. They're actively looking forward and thinking about what are these skills coming up in the future. So for example, right now, the top 1% of earners are focusing on generative AI as an example. Now, they're not going to become experts in generative AI, but they'll be able to hold a conversation, understand the value of generative AI, and also know the vocabulary. And it's this ability to learn quickly, understand the high level concepts, and bring that into the overall business. That is what's driving the 1% forward. The top 1% are also calculated risk takers. Now, this could be risk for themselves or risk for the organization. And this is calculated risk that drives high reward. So thinking in a situation where if you're in an organization and you're thinking about taking a risk that could damage the company's reputation or damage your own reputation, and that's probably not a risk you want to go for. But there are a lot of risks and decisions you can make that will help drive the company forward and not be too much impact for you if it doesn't pan out the way you want it to. These risks aren't just about the organization, they're risks on the individual as well. So for example, myself, I took very similar risks when it came to thinking about jumping ship. Is this company the right company for me? Am I going to get growth? I will make the decision quickly to change jobs, to focus on a new path, maybe in another organization, and try and drive forward that way. But the art of calculated risk taking and knowing when it is possible for you to move forward with an idea or just to nip that in the bud. These are things that the top 1% do, and something that the 99% have to be comfortable with doing as well, and not just staying stagnant and static and letting other people make the decisions and take that risk on. To break into the top 1%, you also have to develop leadership skills early on and influence that position with leadership skills. So this means that if you are not formally in a leadership position, that does not mean you need to wait to be a leader to have these qualities and to show influence. You need to be leading teams indirectly. You need to be leading and influencing the way work goes in a constructive way, and also demonstrating leadership in terms of empowering other people, having a compelling vision for some work that you want to do and making people buy into that, presenting well, having good presentation skills. These are all skills that are built early on in the 1%. They did not wait to hit a leadership position. They did not wait for a leadership position to fall onto their lap. They actively went after this. They were proactive in owning these things, owning these problems, being proactive, bringing those leadership skills to the forefront of what they're doing, and doing it in a nuanced way that does not make them overstep other people's roles. Effectively, you can have influence if what you're going to say and what you are saying is valuable. People will listen to you, people will want you to drive them forward as well if it's got some gain for them, but also it's helping you achieve your goal and they're bought into that goal. So don't wait until you're a leader to do this. You have to start doing this early on in your career and building those skills up so people already see you as a leader, that capability you have to influence others. Now, Every company has this. My channel's all about transparency. It's all about really teaching you the real skills you need to drive into this 1%. And one of those is office politics. There's no denying it. Every organization, no how matter how big it is, how small it is, you're going to have office politics. And the top 1%, the people that break into that higher earning bracket and also that higher impact bracket, are those who are able to navigate that office politics with finesse. They know who holds the power, they know who are the key decision makers, and who are those players that are influential in an organization. It's about aligning yourself to those. It's not about forming your own path and bulldozing through and then threatening the status quo and the equilibrium with these players in an organization. You have to be able to understand this at a higher level, look at the helicopter view of your organization, understand who those key players are, make sure you're on side with them, they don't see you as a threat, they see you as an ally, and you have to really navigate the office politics in your favor. Because when it comes to promotion and when it comes to sideways moves in an organization or sideways and up moves in an organization, you want your name to be there. When the senior leaders think about who can take on a role in succession planning, you want your name on that list. And to do that, you have to navigate office politics and not avoid it. So this doesn't mean that office politics is about gossiping and about who said what and all of this stuff. That's sort of office gossip. You don't want to get involved in that gossip. You want to remove yourself from there, and you want to be in really thoughtful conversations, and you want to be seen as someone who is aligned to where the key players are going as well. And as you go further up the ladder, as you want to reach that bracket where you are effectively in that top 1%, you need to be focused on your emotional intelligence. You have to be extremely aware of yourself, aware of your emotional state, know how to control that emotional state, keep calm under pressure, but also understand other people, understand their needs, understand what they're going through. You're seeing things from their perspective. You've got that empathy around yourself, but and what they're doing as well. You also need to be able to read people very well. So one of the skills I've had to develop in my career is reading people quickly, and I've managed to master that to the point where I think now it rapidly helped me grow my career and break into this bracket. Is around understanding when you meet new people, can you trust those individuals? Are they giving you the actions? Are they saying the things? Are they verbalizing things in a way that makes you think that they are trustworthy? How have those individuals interacted with those around you as well? Really making yourself aware of the people that are detractors and the people who are amplifiers. And that's a skill that you can hone with your own emotional intelligence, becoming self-aware, but then also aware of other people and their behaviors, being supportive and empathetic as well. So when you look at the C-suite in your organization and you look across in multiple industries, they are all composed individuals who have developed their emotional intelligence skills, and they've been able to bring people on the journey with them, connecting with those people as humans. And that's what you have to do, develop those skills early on in your career that will help you grow into the 1%. A critical thing the 1% do that the 99% don't is build their personal brand. When you go to work day to day and you're just doing your day to day work and coming home and then doing that rinse and repeat, you are not building your own brand. How you want people in the company to perceive you and how you want to be perceived in the industry. In order to climb a corporate ladder or to break into that 1% bracket of earners, you have to show your value, your leadership skills, what you can bring to an industry as a whole, but also to the organization that you're in. So make the time, focus on building your personal brand. I remember when I first started out on this journey to try and break into this bracket, it was all about the fact that I was invisible. I was doing a good job to my immediate direct managers, etc., but I wasn't doing it at a level where I thought that I want someone to see me and think I am employable. I am the person they want in their organization. So that made me think about my online presence, like in my social profiles, LinkedIn, etc., but then also about engaging with the wider community, doing public speaking, presentations, maybe writing thought leadership, some posts about what I'm skilled in or where I think the future of a certain technology is going, if, in my case, but it could be a skill set that is important to you and an industry that's important to you. Start verbalizing those thoughts, start sharing your insights, and also start building an attractive brand so that if you are staying in your organization or you're going to move to another organization, you've got that as almost a portfolio of your activity, and it makes you attractive to other people in the industry as well. And that also makes you attractive for the 1%. There was so much to unpack in that video, but the secrets of the 1% are not things that are unattainable to us. These are things that we can work on day to day in small increments, and that will help push us forward to becoming top of that 1%, getting into that bracket and moving forward in our careers. And this is what this channel is all about. I started this channel because I want to help people grow in their careers, learn the skills that I have learned that help push me and accelerate my career, and also to give you the confidence to keep growing and the confidence to keep moving with these skills and make your career take the journey that you want it to go on. It's your career, you own it. This channel is about helping you build that and building your own career playbook to do that. So if you enjoyed what we discussed in this video today, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. I've been where you are, I've navigated the path to success, and whether you're looking for a leadership role or you want to be the best version of yourself at work, this channel is your guide to doing that. I'll be dropping weekly videos, and hopefully if you subscribe, you'll be able to see when they come out and help take control of your career. Thank you, and see you in the next one.